Hey there, baseball fans. Nathan Rohde and Shooter Hunt here with the latest episode of Coffee and Curveballs. Shooter, yet again, we got another weekend, which means another action-packed weekend of tournaments across the country.
Yeah, we had action going on from coast to coast. I couldn't make it down to Atlanta, so I was streaming all weekend on Play Site, which was outstanding. Great job by our guys down there at the World Series. Can't wait to be back down there next year, but awesome stuff.
Yeah, so down at Lakepoint, we had the Fall Underclass World Series a couple weekends ago. I was at the Upper Class World Series. This weekend, obviously, the younger guys, and you couldn't make it. You were planning on it. Hurricane had other ideas, but it was filled with talent.
Absolutely. Right at the top, Aaron Jameson from West Virginia was a guy that I really liked. He's committed to West Virginia University. He's a Mountie, but the left-handed barrel, it's heavy. He drops the head on some balls, and they come off the bat really well. I think he's going to really hit. He had a quality weekend.
Yeah, our guy Josh in West Virginia is a huge fan of his. But neighboring state, Virginia, we got Ethan Gibson, a Virginia Tech recruit. Complete game, 10-strike outing.
Yeah, it was with the Dirtbags. I think we're going to be talking about him a bunch. Just a competitive kid, Virginia Tech recruit, also a shortstop, two-way potential. But more than anything, he goes out there looking to win. I think it says a lot about that 10K complete game action with some weather rolling through there. So kudos to him on that. And then Jonah Conrad, a kid out of Wisconsin, was playing with the Sticks program. Like the way the arm works. Ball jumps out of the hand up to 87, but real feel for some 2,700 RPM breaking ball. Has a chance to be a swing and miss pitch in the future.
Indeed. And we were waiting to record this for the championship game to end. It sounds like it was a pretty good one in U.S. Elite versus the Louisiana Knights.
Yeah, it really was an outstanding game. Back and forth, two talented clubs in that 2023 class. U.S. Elite comes away with the victory. Had a real stout lineup. Some really interesting left-handed hitters. Kevin McGonigal from the state of Pennsylvania. He's committed to Auburn, was swinging the bat from the left side like an SEC recruit. Love the way he attacks the ball with intention. Athletic kid. Chase Cruson, right now, lean and athletic. I think he's going to continue filling out. It's going to be a real power bat. He's committed to Notre Dame. He had a really quality weekend for the U.S. Elite. And then Will Moore out of Missouri, big right-hander. I was talking to Phil Kirby. He said, I really like the upside of this kid. I think he's a name that some coaches in the spring, once they can get out, will be out there to see. But he was up to 86, physical, big-time win for the U.S. Elite. But Louisiana Knights, nothing to go home upset about because they fought all weekend. They were undefeated up until the one-run loss in the final. But outstanding weekend from them. Dylan Thompson, who I would have called a sleeper at the future games, except he committed to Texas A&M, so they were certainly not sleeping on his abilities. Definite two-way potential. I like the way he swings the bat, some power on the way, and he can really pitch. Alex Walsh, who's uncommitted right now, was up to 89, pitched early on and came in for an inning in the semifinals and looked really good, but he can also swing it. So I think he's got some two-way potential. But those Louisiana guys, I'm going to be heading down for Louisiana All-State at LSU Eunice in November, so I'm hoping to see some of those guys there.
Excellent stuff. And then over in Grand Park, we had the Great Plains Fall Championships, and it wouldn't be a tournament at Grand Park without our man Andrew Wiggins standing out. Got on the bump, but also showed off that big-time raw power from the left side.
Yeah, how about that swing? That ball was a no-doubter. It just comes off his bat differently right now. I think he might have the biggest raw power in that 23 class potentially. But he does hop on the mound, and it's really good there too. So we'll see what he develops into. But with a left-hand stick like that and a carrying tool with that power, it's going to be tough to pry him away from there.
Yeah, it certainly will. So then we also got Aiden Decker-Petty, an Indiana recruit who was up to 90 and big-time uncomfortable at bats he's given hitters.
Yeah, definitely uncomfortable at bats for him with that up to 90 ball. Jumps out of the hand, some feel for multiple secondary pitches. When I saw him several weeks ago at the Fall Championships, it was kind of effectively wild there, which plays into those uncomfortable at bats. But again, he continues to rise. I know Phil Wade in Indiana has been talking to me about him for over a year, saying, no, trust me, this Decker-Petty kid's going to continue to rise, so we'll be watching.
Nice. And then we had some guys really travel coming from your neck of the woods in Pacific Northwest. Dante Grant out of Washington of 2023 was standing out.
Yeah, I was on the phone this morning with Dan Jurek up here in the Northwest saying, who is this Dante Grant kid? Because I love that swing, and he got out of the box, and he turned it up to get that inside the park home run. It was fun to see that new level program there. They headed east to the Midwest, got a little taste of what baseball's like there with that wonderful complex, and they were not scared, which I know full well living up here. They are not scared to go out there and compete. But he wasn't alone on a new level. Tristan Ringos, a 24 infielder, he looks the part. But really, that 23 class in the Pacific Northwest is something college coaches are going to want to know about.
They certainly are. And then it looks like we've got a stable of 24s in the Midwest out of Illinois and Indiana. Luke Oblin, Richard Cromartie. You got Colin Mowry, also out of Illinois at 2024. He's committed to Louisville. Sounds like these guys, started to make a statement for themselves.
Yeah, Oberlin on the mound, a new one. Talking to Andy Soroka, who was there checking it out. This comes out of the hand really easy. He's up to 85, but it's the feel for spin, his aptitude, and in that sense, that's going to help him develop. There's no effort coming out of there, so I think there's a lot more velo in the tank. Richard Cromartie, loved him with that Indiana Bulls squad, and they won this tournament, but he was excellent a few weeks ago. Just started switch hitting, so we're watching this left-handed stroke of his. He just started doing that, so I think he's got a ton of upside there. Colin Mowry, we're going to put out the 24 rankings soon. He will definitely be in there. You can count on that. It's twitchy at the plate, really good behind the dish. I actually think he could stick in the infield if he had to go to Louisville, but it presents a lot of different options as an athlete to continue developing.
Excellent. Well, bring us home here, wrap up this episode with a guy from Indiana in the 23 class and right-hander Cade Langhorst.
Yeah, Langhorst, another guy who can spin the baseball, so we're going to want to check out that upside. And I tell you, I keep getting on my soapbox to say Indiana produces a lot of hard-throwing guys. They got some power arms. I call it the Lance Lynn train. He's kind of leading the way with those big fastballs, paving the road for Indiana guys. But Langhorst up to 88, only a 23. There's much more in the tank.
Excellent. Well, there you have it, a look at the latest action around the country with PBR tournaments. So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out prepbaseballreport.com for more. And as always, for Shooter Hunt, I'm Nathan Rohde. This was Coffee and Curveballs. And until next time, we'll see you guys at the ballpark.